Alright, this is Timothy Mark, World Paranormal Research Society, and we're doing something a little bit different now. This is Timothy Mark, World Paranormal Research Society. We're doing something a little bit different. It's called the Paranormal Beat, where we go from city to city, state to state, country to country, and we interview people and they tell us their personal ghost story. So hope you enjoy this series. We'll have a lot of it coming. This first series has two women. The first woman, her name is Deb. Second woman, her name is Sharon. And they're both from Lyons, Texas. So this is the Paranormal Beat. Enjoy. All right, go.
Good afternoon, it's Alexandria here with Deb Walton. Thank you very much for taking time out of your day to spend with us and tell us some of your experiences. Could you tell all of us briefly where you were born and where you grew up?
Hi, Alexandria. I was raised in Sterling, Illinois,
Okay.
and I moved out to Washington State at 16.
Mm-hmm.
Moved back about 29 as an adult, and I moved to Texas. I've been here since.
Oh, great. Were you born, were you raised in a religious background? And if so, what faith, and what faith are you now?
No, I was not. I was not baptized until I was 32.
Okay.
I went in search of my own beliefs, different religions, all different kinds. We're
Right.
talking from high to low,
Okay.
and I'm a conglomerate of all of them.
That's the first time I've heard that, so it's refreshing to hear that. Could you maybe go into some of the experiences that you would like to share with us now, and some
Yes.
things that would be relevant to, you know?
I was born with the understanding that there is more than one dimension of life.
Okay.
I partially drowned. I did drown when I was a 9, and I was in my spirit body.
Right.
And as I grew up, I had certain gifts. And when I was 19, I was toying with something I shouldn't have because I didn't know enough. I was a medium in a seance, and I got possessed by a spirit.
In the seance, were y'all utilizing a Ouija board?
No Ouija board. No, just ignorant.
Okay.
And I was
Right.
taken over, and it taught me that there is a power out there other than the good ones.
Right. So basically, your experience with the seance was not a good experience.
Not a
Is it?
good experience.
Okay.
No, before the fact, I had certain abilities. I could do automatic writing. I could feel the spirit world
Right.
more so. And then time went on, and I moved here to Texas, and I moved into a house that was two houses put together.
Really?
Half the house is 1920, and the other half is 1960. Okay, the Burleson County was 666 square miles,
Right.
and it pulled in a lot of believers of the dark faith.
Right.
There's a coven behind my house, and my own home. I think being two houses in one,
Right.
it brought out.
You said there was a coven behind your house? Or
Yes,
just a
there
coven?
was. Yes, there was. I mean, I
How
battled
far
them.
behind your home?
Oh,
would you say
possibly,
distance-wise?
Half a mile.
But it's not there currently, correct?
No. My strength in Christ is won the battles. What it boils down to.
Do you know how recent they were there, or?
Well, back in the 80s, there was a lot of sacrifice.
Animal sacrifice?
And animals around here.
Right.
I moved into that house in 1996,
Okay.
and I'd find odd things on my property, hair and candles, and at one point I woke up and there was an upside down cross.
Where was that located?
That was outside my shed.
Okay.
Inside the house,
Right.
in one part of the house, at one point in the day, it smells like burning wood,
Okay.
and there'd be a light that would cross it.
Was there any fire in the past that you know of?
No,
Okay.
not aware of.
Okay.
I have a dog that would see a spirit walk down the hallway and come up to us, and it looked like this.
So animals
like
sense
front-
things. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
I was in the living room with some of my friends, and we'd fallen asleep on the floor watching TV.
Right.
And I had a sheet, like she stated, for the air conditioning.
Right.
Something pushed the kitchen chair up on the other side of the sheet during
Right.
the night, and my friends got up and was going to go to the bathroom and fell over this chair
That was
that's on the other side of the sheet.
wow.
I didn't do it. And
Yeah.
There's a chair there and then a pothole sitting on this chair.
Unreal.
What did you do with the upside down cross that you found?
My niece was there, and I had her go out and paint them and make them look like regular crosses.
Regular crosses.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You kind of briefly went into you're being left gifts. Could you kind of briefly give us a
Yes.
little take
Yeah.
on what these gifts are or who you think they're from?
Yes. I call them entity art.
Okay.
And they're just little. They're usually a combination of paper, wood, metal, and it's put together, leather, you know, and tied with hair or whatever. And they're just little things, you know, little things. I don't know what else to call them. I had a car that burned up, and the piece of metal in it. I found a piece of metal in my garage that was away from where it burnt.
Right.
That was formed into this thing,
Right.
this cool thing. And I have leather stripping stuff that has in the middle of it. I didn't notice this till Tim noticed it.
Right.
The word friend was written on it.
Wow.
And throughout time, I had accumulated a lot of them, and then I was told to throw away that kind of stuff.
Who told
Here's some of the things that Deb was talking about. If you look closely in this picture, you will see a face, 2 eyes, a nose. It appears to be a man with a beard. If you look closely right there in that dark area, this is what she found on her wall. Also, when she was taking a picture outside one day, you can see this floating, what appears to be an apparition, just floating right outside of her window. She was smart enough to go ahead and get that on camera as quickly as possible. And the home that she moved into when she was renovating, if you look right here, when she removed the wood, you can see symbols. Different occult ceremonies took place in her home, and these symbols were found on her wood. In this picture, I don't know if y'all can see it clearly, but between the 2 legs is a mist-type apparition. Also in her home, various things have disappeared and reappeared, and pictures have been oddly destroyed. This picture right here was scratched out also for the head and the arms. Very strange indeed. Let's return back to the interview.
you guys throw that away? Or just
Friends that I showed them to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when did that kind of start happening? Was that a recent thing with these little tidbits or?
I'll tell you, the strongest actions of these, whatever it was back between 2000 and 2003.
Okay.
I had something in the attic that and it ran out at one point.
Right.
I have friends that know this is the truth. And it busted off the siding off the back of my house
Wow.
and went down the ramp I had, and it went to the left and to the right in my sand footprints, and the feet were only like that long, just tiny.
Right. Right.
And that was a situation that
Have you been physically touched or anything? Have you
Yes.
visually seen stuff?
no, I have been physically touched a lot. I've been touched by a dog that was sniffing my back of my leg and my shoulder, the cupboards, and a dog that was as tall as my shorts was sniffing the back of my leg and moving my shorts.
Wow. And it wasn't a living dog.
No, there was nothing there. And I moved down a bit and did it again.
Right.
Okay, and that happened numerous times. Being touched, I've been touched a lot on the shoulder,
Right.
in the hand, you know, and the air around
Right.
the neck. And I've seen things. I've seen things that this is the first time I'm sharing it with everyone.
You had mentioned about seeing this thing by a tree,
Yes.
behind a tree. Or could you
Yes.
tell us about that?
Yes, this was quite a while ago. In right around the first of 2021, 22.
Okay.
There had been a lot of activity at my home.
Activity meaning.
Certain energies felt.
Okay, right.
Certain energies felt, and things happening. Things moved.
Right.
Four sets of keys in a year. Just turning off my table. I had a Polaroid. I was taking pictures of these signs of something in my home.
Right.
Trying to. I had taken the wallpaper off the bathroom walls, and there was things on that wallpaper that came out that you could see. You could see things in it.
Right.
Okay. Things written. An entity up the corner. This Polaroid camera that I had was using. I set it on the kitchen table. I was the only one in access of it.
Right.
I walked back in there. It was gone. And maybe 2 months later, I went out to my stalls, and I had a car there that was broken down. And I opened up the back door for some reason, and that Polaroid camera was sitting there on it.
Wow.
In the back seat. I didn't do that. I mean, hadn't even left the house that day. And so this happened during this time. I walked on my back porch,
Right.
and it was between dusk and dark.
Dusk. Okay.
And I look towards my left, and I have some trees that's growing there. And at the bottom of these trees are some little bushes.
Right.
And approximately 3 feet tall, we'll say, an entity. Okay,
Go ahead.
An entity, that's what I'll call it. 'Cause I
Okay.
don't know what it is.
Right.
I'm looking over there, and it's not that far away. There's some distance, but not much.
Okay.
And down by the bushes, approximately 2-3 feet tall,
Right.
something moves his head out from around the tree like this, and
Right.
it's looking at me, and it's got red eyes.
Wow. Okay.
And the shape of the body, I'll call it like a goblin,
Okay.
okay? And it looked at me, and I looked at it, and not really a stare down, because I was afraid to turn my eyes away from it. And then it went back like this, behind it. And I was too scared to go out there and
Right.
look behind it. It frightened me so much.
How long do you think you guys were in visual?
30 seconds of eyes.
Did he disappear, or did you just kind of?
I don't know. No,
Okay.
as far as I know, because I walked back in the house like I was cool.
Okay. Okay.
Right. As far as I know, he was still behind that tree.
Have you ever seen him since that? Or?
I haven't seen that, but I have seen some odd footprints around I have sand on my property.
Okay.
Odd-sized footprints. Some are feet, some are boots, and we're talking from this size
Right.
to this size.
So you got a variety of sizes of
Yes.
footprints.
I want to say, like, when you called him like goblin, but the goat man that we've been chasing.
Right. We've.
But
seen
but,
it
but I'm
all.
saying, could it maybe not have looked like been a vague head of a goat or something?
Yes.
But like-
Yeah, that was the only description I could think of at the time.
Right.
But yes, very could have easily been.
Okay.
Okay.
Because we've seen him several times, and it seems to be within this area here.
Yes, within this area, this
Yeah.
goat man that keeps appearing
And
around.
I never shared that with anyone because I didn't want anybody to think I was insane.
It's in a video we did called is it Room 18 or 120?
120.
Room
118.
120.
No, 118. We've seen him.
118?
Yeah.
He was in the room at 118.
He was
We've
caught
been
on
chasing
film and visual.
Yeah, we got him on film
And
actually.
I called him. Can I say?
Yeah.
I called him Mr. M. He relayed that to call him Mr. M. And he's sort of connected to me in what way I still haven't determined that. But I haven't determined what he is or what he's trying to do. But I feel he's not good. I don't know. Did you have any feelings
Yes,
about him? Or?
I feared him being in closer.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't a friendly feel.
Okay.
Okay, what we can learn from Deb's story is when she was 19 years old, she was participating in seances, which can be very dangerous if you don't understand or know what's going on. To be that young, participating in something that can really cause you harm. Also in her home, being that so many ritual acts were committed in her home and on the land, is very leading to and inviting to spirits and demons and things of that nature to still be in her home. We will be doing a paranormal investigation in her home, so look for that soon. Yeah. So if she, as you could see, she was very disturbed when she started describing the goblin figure that she seen. Me and Alexandria had been hunting the goat man that was in room 118. He's been seen throughout small town Texas, and I never thought of myself as a monster hunter, but we're definitely looking for that dude. And she's seen him. I believe that's what she calls a goblin, but if you go back and watch room 118, you see that we caught him. So here's part 2 of the Paranormal Beat for this episode, and this is Sharon's story.
Take it from the top. All right, go.
Hi, Alexandria here this afternoon with Sharon Patton. Thanks for taking time out of your day to meet with us. We really appreciate that. Could you maybe start out and let everybody know where you were born and raised?
In Bryan, Texas, and I was raised here in Caldwell and Dingle area.
Okay, did you have any specific religious beliefs when you were brought up, or your family was religious, or
Family members were, I believe in a higher power and guardian angels.
you do now? Okay. Could you maybe go into some of the recent events? I know you gave me permission to mention that your son recently passed on, and I know that's probably very painful, but if you could go into and let all of us know of some recent things that have happened in your life in regards to paranormal activity.
Just weird stuff happens a lot in the house. I have a dancing flower. The battery is out of it,
Okay.
and it's on my TV. It's still a dancing.
So there's actually no physical
There's no battery in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I forgot
okay.
about that one. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Let's say music. You can hear music like going towards Brandon's room. You can just hear a drum beat like a
Right.
And
And,
then you get
Brandon was your son.
Yes, yeah. And you get halfway down the hallway and get halfway in the middle of the front room, and then you don't hear it again.
Right.
I think that's real weird.
Right. Is his room being utilized now? His Brandon's room?
Yeah, my mom stays back there,
Okay.
and she told me several months ago, before she fell asleep, she could feel somebody sit down at the edge of the bed and get in bed and kind of like throw the covers open.
Wow.
And she didn't get up. It didn't scare her.
Okay. Okay.
I would have got up. There's so many things that we know exactly where we put them.
Okay.
And what drawer, about where they are in the drawer that come up missing. That happens quite a bit.
Right.
And then that day or weeks later or months later, you open it and there they sit. I mean, there's so many.
Of those.
Yeah. There's
A quick question. How long have you been in that house that you're in now? Like, how long have you been living in there?
God. On that property, my mother's, I think they bought and sold trailer homes.
Right.
I think that's the third one, but we've been on that property since I've been in the 5th grade, and I'm 55.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A long time on that property.
So, any other incidents that you'd like us?
Let's see. Okay, there's a joke book that I've had that I always keep in my drawer.
Right.
And I had a calendar of birthdays in the same drawer.
Right.
They come up missing, and poof, there they are.
Right.
Coleslaw mixed into Christopher, where we've
Okay.
taken everything out. Me and Mom together, put it back. 30 minutes later, it's back. Her tweezers,
Right.
the remote control to her TV,
Right.
same thing. It was not there. Moved everything around it. Was not there, and poof, there they are.
Right.
Had a battery charger that charges up, cars, and I needed it one day, and it's not in the shed.
So it's just.
I
completely-
cleaned the whole shed out.
Right.
A couple weeks later, come back, and it's in a bucket right beside the wash machine where I go 1,000 times, in between. Should have seen it.
Right.
It was not there in that bucket. It wasn't. And I found that notebook that I was looking for on the side of my bed after getting on my hands and knees with a flashlight and looking.
Right.
And I should have stepped on top of it. I should have, Okay, on August 20th, 2014, it was Brandon's birthday. And I went outside, and the inside of my car lights were on.
Okay, that's
We hadn't been anywhere in a couple of days. I mean, we hadn't went outside to turn the inside lights on.
Mm-hmm.
That's happened 2 different times.
okay.
It's wintertime, and we had electric heaters in the front room.
Mm-hmm.
So we put sheets up on the hallway to keep, the draft and the
Okay,
heat
yeah.
in. There was 2 different sheets.
Uh-huh.
One of them was right on the other one.
Right.
One sheet would be moving like this.
Right.
The other one perfectly still.
Right.
There's no ceiling fan, no kind of air,
movement,
nothing. And why would one move
yeah, not the
and
other.
not the other? Now, Brandy and Mama, we've all seen that more than once. And Mom goes to investigate, and she bends over like that.
Mm-hmm.
She does a tumble and fall, and
Right.
but that was weird. Let's see. The water connector outside, they have like 2 little, where you can put 2 hoses on it.
Okay. Right.
The one that I always use, because I only had 1 hose on it,
Mm-hmm.
it was on the other.
Other connector.
Yes,
Okay.
and I was the last one to use it. I didn't unscrew it and put it there,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't turn it on. I had to literally go get tools to get the, and I couldn't turn it off as tight as it was turned off.
Right. Right.
And I was the last one to use it the night before or day before, so I thought that was awful strange. Let's see. My address book. Okay, what else? I have this little special knife that is homemade, and I keep it in my room.
Mm-hmm.
And it came up missing, and a couple months later, Mama found it in the front room in a pencil holder.
Okay.
I know I didn't take it in the front room. I know I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I know she didn't come get it and take it in. Okay, I have 2. There's like shelves like that right there,
Mm-hmm.
and see where that moon is up against there,
Right.
and the barks and stuff are in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up one morning and Mama says, "Look on the floor there."
Right.
On the floor to the side, those pictures
Right.
were in the floor. That nothing in front of them was disturbed.
Just that.
Just those 2 pictures, and stuff was in front of the pictures.
Right.
And they beat like that.
Deep shelf. Yeah.
No reason for them to fall,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever's in front should have fell with, knocked that over.
Right. Right.
About 30 minutes later, okay, that's right beside the edge of the couch.
Mm-hmm.
And on both sides of the couch, I had these little bitty shelves of, excuse me, little bitty cowboy boots.
Right.
They ended up exactly where the pictures were.
Wow.
If they would fall, for why did they fall, don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
They should have fallen off this way, not fallen off. They'd
other
come
way.
over here.
Right.
That right there, that and the sheets moving was the 2 spookiest things, the weirdest stuff. To me, that was weird.
You're saying that there's been a lot of stuff that's been missing, misplaced, but has something,
Comes back.
have you actually been something physical to you, or have you seen anything with your own eyes, like physically being touched
No.
or anything like that?
No. Well, I was up on a shelf, on a footstool cleaning a shelf one day,
Okay.
and it felt like maybe like a little piece of paper wadded up,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt something on my leg, like somebody threw it, hit my leg. And I looked over, and Mom's right at the stove. Mom never do anything at me, but I thought, and I asked her, I said, "You just throw something down?" And she looked at me and said, "No." I thought, okay, so I'm up there cleaning again, and there's no ceiling fan, no fan or nothing. It feels like somebody just got up against my neck and went real hard, puff of air.
Right. Just
And
blew
yeah,
air there.
and it just gave me chills,
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only time I felt like,
Something.
somebody there, yeah.
Okay.
That's the only feel that I got.
What is your general feeling of being in the home like?
Doesn't scare me.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't scare me. I think it's my son hiding my things,
Okay.
and I think it's my stepdad saying, "Brandon, don't put that back and leave those ladies alone. Leave the old ladies alone," because my son would take my stuff,
Right. So
and he wouldn't replace it either.
So yeah, that's
Yeah.
the message that he's trying to.
Yeah, he's still there.
Right.
That's what I think. And that's what other people, when they're around and something happens, they're, "All right, Brandon, we know you're here."
Right.
Everybody says that.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything else that you feel that you'd like to tell everybody?
Let's see. I think that's.
Well, we're going to do an investigation on her home when we come back from Washington State. We're actually leaving to go to Washington State, and then we're going to come back and do a paranormal investigation
Right.
there. So At that time, if you think of anything else, you know, we can do a interview because we want to set up a full, you know, EVP recorders, EMF detectors.
Yeah, and out in,
Stuff
the,
like
out in the shed, my tools come up missing a lot, like the air pump. That I know I have a certain tool and it's not there, and
Right.
it's back in the toolbox. And
Right.
I'm sure there's something that I'm forgetting and didn't write down.
But
That two of my friends, before I see y'all again, you know, I'll go over with them. Maybe they might remember something that.
you know, prior between now and
Yeah.
the investigation, if you
Right.
think of something, that would be
Yeah.
awesome. Totally, that'd
Right.
be great. Yeah.
Okay, that was Sharon's interview. We're gonna do her home as well, so you'll be seeing her investigation of her home within the next 30 days. So we got a lot on our plate right now. We're opening a retail outlet, paranormal retail outlet. We're moving, and we're got a lot of investigations. Plus, we're working on books and stuff like that. So be patient. Hope you enjoyed this series, and we'll see you next time.